Alright guys, today's video should be a pretty short one because it is just a follow-up video. Several weeks back, I did a video trying to work up a load using the 110 grain Barnes TAC-TX, the black tip bullets for my 8.5 inch SBR. And the results were, kind of okay, but a little bit disappointing. Our groups were a little bit gross, mostly over an inch and a couple over 2 inches. But with Winchester 296, as we increased our charge, it started to tighten up a little bit. And the last group here was our best group of the day. 20.2 grains was a 3/4 inch group. Now, this is the max charge on Barnes's load data, but their test gun is a 16 inch barrel, so we just didn't quite get up to the the velocity. That was 2214. So at the end of the previous video, I mentioned that I would probably do a follow-up and try a little bit hotter because we had no pressure signs at all. So I think I can go a little bit hotter without blowing my face off. And that's today. Let's see if I blow my face off. That's really what we want to try. Now, in that video, I had mentioned that, hey, I thought we might even be able to get up to 2,300 feet per second. Well, I went ahead and charted it out, and I'll show you the chart here. Yeah, 2,300 feet per second is a long way away. It looks like we would have to go all the way up to 21.5 grains to hit 2,300, assuming we get, similar velocity increases as we increase charge weight, as we've been observing already. So, yep, I'm gonna back off of that 2,300 feet per second guess a little bit, but hopefully we can maybe get up into the, upper 2,200s, because what I want to shoot. Well, here's the biggest problem. I've got to get more of these bullets. I only have 20 left. So I've got some that are loaded up for some of my hunting rounds, but I thought about maybe pulling out a few bullets to have a few more to play with here in this video, but that's just ridiculous. I think we can get where we want to go with 20 bullets. So here's what we're going to do. The last charge we shot previously was 20.2. So we're going to keep going up in 0.2 of a grain increments. So we're going to shoot 20.4, 20.6, 20.8, and 21.0. Everything else will be the same as the previous video. Our overall length is going to be 2.250. We're just trying 4 more loads. So I probably won't cover a lot of the loading here because, well, you've already seen it in the previous video, and I did a video where we worked up this same bullet for my 16-inch gun, so, yeah, we've seen it enough. But that's today's video. I'm going to get these 20 rounds loaded up, and we'll get out on the range, see if that tightening group trend continues, and see if we can get a little bit more velocity. So I've been looking for the 120 grain version of these guys everywhere, and I cannot find anybody that has them in stock right now. Hoping to do some hog hunting next month, and I was hoping to use the 120, but if I can't find them, yeah, I've been trying to decide what to do. I've got some 115 grain Lehigh Defense bullets that would probably do a pretty good job, so I either need to order more of these, use the 115 from Lehigh, or I've also got some makers. I don't know, I'm still trying to decide, but I need to make up my mind really quick because I need to get that load worked up and that ammo ready to go. So I've really only got about 4 weeks left. So Nothing exciting here with the loading process on these. It went just like last time. Everything looks good. So let's get out there and see how these shoot. All right, so we finally got some good weather to shoot in. So we are going to try out these hotter loads with our 110 grain TAC-TX. We're at 100 yards. Our first load is going to be 20.4 grains. I have shot a few rounds through the gun to check our zero, so we should be on paper. Got my magneto speed chronograph connected, so let's see what they'll do. All right, so it looks like we actually maybe lost a few feet per second there from our last test. Primers were just a touch flattened, but still nothing to freak out about. So let's just keep on going. Next up is 20.6 grains. I have to assume the weather probably playing a little bit of part in this loss in velocity. I'm sure it's a bit colder today than it was the last time we shot this, but still only up to 22.19 that time. Brass looks pretty much the same. Primers are getting a little bit flattened, but no ejector marks or anything like that. So let's keep on going. This is 20.8 grains. The groups aren't bad, you know, I mean, they're nothing outstanding, but they're not terrible. Okay, 22.46, that's not bad. Pretty decent little jump in velocity there. Hopefully I've got my camera low enough to where you guys can still see that. The shots did go quite a bit lower. Pretty decent little group. All right, brass was pretty much the same. Primers are flattened, but none of them are like popping out or, you know, showing anything weird. They're just a little bit flat. No ejector marks and nothing else to freak out about. So let's go ahead and move on to 21. All right, so we didn't gain much velocity. The group kind of went to crap. So it's kind of looking like that 20.2 to 20.4 range, right about 2,200 feet per second might be our sweet spot. But all right, let's get back to the bench and look it over a little bit closer. Okay, so nothing spectacular to see here. Yeah, sorry for chopping off the bottom of these groups with my camera, but you know, you didn't miss a lot because this group wasn't too bad, but this one over here, that 21 grain charge really opened up by far the worst group. And I think this may have to do with compression. You know, we are getting at 21 grains, we're getting to where pretty darn full case. And I think maybe we reached the point where, you know, a full case is good and a little bit of compression is good, but then until it's bad. Like maybe I distorted the bullet and didn't realize it during seating because of it was compressing so hard, or I don't know. But yeah, it looks like, you know, we're going to top out here under 2250. So that one was 2246, that one was 2219, and that one was 2204. So it looks like our speed limit might be about 2250, which, you know, that's respectable. We're talking about an 8.5-inch barrel here, so got to keep the expectations in check. I'll tell you what, let's look at the chart. I added our 4 new velocities to the chart we looked at earlier. And yeah, that 20.4, we just lost some velocity. And I think it's either due to the weather, or maybe I seated the bullets a little bit shorter last time and didn't realize it, or, you know, something like that. So, you know, we did lose a few feet per second, but no big deal. It did change our chart a little bit. How before the trend line was hitting 2300 right at 21.5. Now it's up to like 21.8 almost. So there's just not enough case capacity. So that's what we've got. You know, there's no more case capacity to get anything else. I was okay with the pressure signs here. You know, looking back at the old target and adding in the data of our new target, I think this is just, it's an 1.75 inch to 1.75 inch bullet. It shoots a lot better than my 16-inch gun, but this gun, it just doesn't, yeah, you know, it's an 1.75 inch bullet. And that's perfectly okay for the hunting that I do. Mostly within 100 yards, mostly within 50 yards, to be honest. So the performance is acceptable, but it's just not spectacular. Just not spectacular. But there are worse things in life. So I think that covers it. You know, we were short on bullets, but I don't think there was a whole lot more we really could have or needed to test anyway. So, you know, kind of is what it is. 2250. I can live with that. So, all right, I will see you guys next time.